Greetings everyone, and welcome to part 3 of my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles DVD Disambiguation videos. So, to recap, so far, get all these if you want the original series. Season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and the just released Season 7 4-volume collection. And that'll cover you if you want the original series. Now, there's the new series. There's a lot of turtles out there. The easiest way to tell the difference between the old series and the new series, if you're not sure which DVD is which, well, let's take a look, shall we? Whee! So much fun! We're the turtles! Ha ha ha! Look at our bubbly, happy logo and everything! Hee 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 hee! New Turtles! We're kicking some shell! Even our logo's all sharp and dangerous! Old Turtles, New Turtles. Old Turtles, New Turtles. You see these two on the shelf? I think it's pretty easy to tell. Another way to tell is the old turtles have pupils. The new turtles don't need pupils! We don't need no stinking pupils! Okay, so the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series ran from 1987 to 1996 for a total of, I believe, 196 episodes. Why they didn't stick it out for 4 more and make it an even 200, I don't know. But there it is. That's a pretty good run. That's a pretty good run. 10 seasons, 196 episodes. Now, the current Turtles series has been running since 2003 and is currently in its 7th season. Each season has 26 episodes with the exception of Season 5, Ninja Tribunal, which had 13. I don't know why. I guess they just didn't need as long a story, as many episodes to tell that particular story. So I can't recall off the top of my head what the total episode count is, but it's actually getting really close to the same number of episodes as the original Turtles series, which is pretty impressive, but in a few fewer seasons. So they've had 7 seasons so far. The 7th season is currently running on Fox, I believe. So the DVD releases have been going pretty much since the series premiered in 2003. They've been put out by Funimation. Now let's take a look at all the DVDs that Funimation has put out for the new Turtles. This is where it gets a little confusing. I'm going to try to sort it all out for you as best as I can. First, we have volumes 1 through 14. You thought it was confusing with the original Turtles set. You ain't seen nothing. Just wait until we're done here. Okay, first there's volumes 1 through 14, and we'll just cycle through these. Volumes 1 through 14 basically comprise the first 2 seasons of the new series. Why they split it up into so many volumes, I don't know. I know that was a bit of a bone of contention with fans, because basically Funimation did the same thing with Ninja Turtles that they did with Dragon Ball Z a few years back, and they just put a handful of episodes on each disc. Sometimes the discs don't even complete a full story arc. They leave, like, say it's a 5-part story, they put the first 4 parts on one disc, and then you have to buy the next disc to get the conclusion. Like, come on, how cheap is that? I mean, it stands to reason if you're collecting them, you're going to get the next volume anyway, but do you really have to sort of force the issue by splitting up a self-contained story arc like that? Like, that's just dirty pool right there. The one thing that was cool about these individual volumes is they do have extras. They don't have a lot of extras, but they do have some. And if you're a hardcore Turtles fan, you're probably going to want to pick these up just for the extras. Specifically, there's a multi-part interview with Peter Laird, who of course is one of the original co-creators of the Turtles. He co-created it with Kevin Eastman, who has since gone on to be the editor-in-chief of Heavy Metal magazine back in 1984. And they've long since parted ways, but Peter Laird continues to keep the Turtles alive, and he's one of the primary guys over on the Ninja Turtles website. Speaking of which, one thing I've mentioned in the past is that the New Turtles series is far more faithful to the original comics than the Old Turtles series, namely in terms of the darker tone and the violence, and a lot of the storylines are even adapted straight out of the old comics. Some people were asking me in the comments for Part 1 where they could check out some of the original comics. Well, go here, NinjaTurtles.com. This is the official Ninja Turtles website. If you want the scoop on all the latest happenings in the wonderful world of Ninja Turtles, go here. So go to this website, and there's a section on the sidebar of the site. I guess it would be this side. This would be this. Yeah, it'd be this side. There's like a menu navigation thing. There's one link called Comics, and it basically gives you detailed indexes for every single Ninja Turtles comic series ever produced, up to date. Yes, they're still doing them. Still doing the comics. But it gives you a complete index to absolutely everything. All the original issues, how many printings each issue had, story summaries, covers, shots of, pictures of individual pages, and detailed breakdowns of all the collected editions that have appeared over the years, publishing dates, everything. It's an incredibly thorough resource for all things Ninja Turtles that you could spend weeks going through and never see everything. So they also have detailed episode guides for all of the shows. Yes, even that god-awful live-action show, Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, that everybody hates, and which we're not going to talk about, other than just now. But it's there if you really want to know more about it. It falls in between the old series and the new series. It was 1997, lasted one season of 26 episodes, and that's all I'm going to say about it. So, continuing on, so anyway, in the comics section, if you scroll right down to the bottom, there's actually online versions of the first 15 or so issues of the original comics. So you can actually read, right from issue 1, how it all began. So, if you want to check out some of the original comics for no cost at all, that's a good way to do it. Just go to the official Ninja Turtles website and check them out online. And if you like what you see, hey, track down some collected editions or reprints or whatever. But yeah, it's a great site if you want to know more about the comics, if you want to know more about the shows, the movies, news, whatever. I think they have a bunch of stuff about the toys too. So yeah, great site. Anyway, continuing on. So that was the first 14 volumes, okay? And the first 14 volumes contain seasons 1 and 2, spread across a gazillion volumes, and they had, over the course of most of them, they had sort of broken up into parts this extended interview with Peter Laird. So, if you're interested in what Peter has to say, check out the original volumes. Then, after volume 14, they decided to go to season sets. Sort of. Namely, with these ones. 7 volumes, which are numbered on the spine. 3.1, 3.2, etc., all the way up to 3.7. Okay, so they did 7 volumes in the 3-point-whatever series, which is, you would think logically, would be, okay, that's season 3, cool. Yes and no. Yes, season 3 is in that collection. However, season 3 is actually only volumes 3.1 through 3.5. Volumes 3.6 and 3.7 are actually the first half of season 4. Why they didn't start numbering at 4.1, 4.2, etc., I don't know, but they didn't. Which makes it terribly confusing. So, to sum up, volumes 1 through 14, seasons 1 and 2. Okay? I would imagine more or less an even split of 7 volumes per season. And then we have season 3.1 through 3.5 is season 3. Okay? Then season 3.6 and 3.7 is the first half of season 4. Then, to make matters even more confusing, what comes out after volume 3.7? Season 4. Except this isn't season 4, it's just the last half of season 4. Are you following me so far? Do you have any idea how long it took me to figure this all out so I could lay it out for you? Yeah. It's crazy. So, yeah, so they put out season 4, and that was the end of the individual volume sets. Done. Because they realized it's just getting more and more confusing for fans, and it seems like they weren't even able to keep track themselves. The other thing was, Volumes 1 through 14 are for the most part in the correct chronological order. There is a considerably tight continuity to this particular series. It follows, you know, very much like the comic books had an ongoing story, so does the show. I mean, it's just one massive epic saga, and it's amazing. So you really want to watch them in order. The problem was, okay, when they started doing the season 3 sets, episodes started showing up out of sequence. Some of them really horribly out of sequence. So this got fans even more ticked off. First, there was the fact that they were putting so few episodes per disc. Well, with the season 3 sets, they started putting more episodes per disc, but then they started putting them out of sequence. It's like, can you just do it right, please? So, yeah. So fans were very frustrated with this set. So, Funimation finally listened, and with season 6, some of you may think it's season 5, it actually isn't. It's season 6. And I'll explain why in a moment. Season 6, which was Fast Forward, in which the turtles are flung into the future and have to deal with all kinds of crazy future stuff. A lot of folks were kind of split on this one. I haven't watched it yet because I'm kind of working my way through it in order. My understanding is the first half was kind of meh, the second half really kicked ass. So there you go. So season 5, which aired a couple years after season 6, was called Ninja Tribunal, and it was available on DVD for a short time, and now it seems to have disappeared. But, yeah, so technically, Fast Forward is actually Season 6, and Ninja Tribunal is actually Season 5. If you go to the NinjaTurtles.com website and take a look at the info for the new show, they explain all about it in there. And in their episode guide, which, hey, it's the official site, I consider that episode guide as definitive as it gets, they list Ninja Tribunal before Fast Forward. And I think even in the episode numbering in the case conforms to that. So yeah, so this is just basically a dual stacked disc. The covers are quite nice on these though. I really like I like that. So this set is 13 episodes, and this set is 13 episodes. So they just split it right down the middle, 2 sets of 13 episodes. And there you go. Just take a look at the other set here. This is the other set, and they have a little insert about the TMNT game based on the movie, and once again, episode numbers that seem to support that Ninja Tribunal goes in the middle. So there you go. Then around the same time, they started re-releasing the first seasons, the earlier seasons, also in 2-volume sets. So Season 1 Part 1, Season 1 Part 2. Not to mention the fact, I gotta say, these covers look way more badass than the original release covers. Don't you think? More like a comic book. They made it more like comic book covers, which is great because of the comic book origins, of course, and the fact that this is truer to the comic than the old series. So there you go. So very nice, beautiful, beautiful artwork on these. Really impressed. And then this, of course, is Season 2, Part 1. And the phone is ringing, and I'll be right back. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Part 3 of my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles blah, 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 blah.